Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No one's here yet, but good morning, good afternoon, evening anyway. Started a half hour early. I moved it up just this morning, not even an hour ago. Um, because my wife wants me to go at 8:30, take a shower, and go to the Japanese secondhand store. I guess they bring in once a month. They bring in these big boxes, and they open the whole box and pull. I don't know, but she's got some good stuff from there. We've got some really nice pans and stuff from there. So I figured, what the heck, I'll go. I didn't really went to Tadpanome, and that was a great time. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Some people come in. If not, then I'll just make it like a 5 minute live stream and shut it down. Not a problem. But yeah, so because nothing. Like I said, had a good time. I think Chuck will have a video coming out. I've got um, some video, so I'll probably put it together a little something maybe this afternoon or something. There's a mosquito in here. Um, but it was a great time, relaxing. Chuck and Paige are great people. It's always good to see them sit around and bullshit. So yeah, had a really good time. So yeah, and I'm trying. I'm still on the high dollar StreamYard deal. So it's got, when somebody does come in, type something. It's got a size now when you take the option of putting it up on the screen. Regular, tall, and wide, and then the font small, medium, and big. So I'm curious to see, because I always thought the one when I tried to use it before, it was just too damn small. I couldn't see it. Now somebody at home on a 65-inch television, it probably would have been fine. But I'm curious to see what size it is. I'm sure a couple of people come in, even if it's a half hour from now. Because, like I said, it was a normal time. It was 8 o'clock, so I just moved it up to 7:30. Like I said, so I can go to this Japanese secondhand store. Uh, They have a bunch of good stuff. They have golf clubs, fishing stuff, So maybe some stuff. Maybe I want to get. I don't know. Chuck went. I didn't talk to him afterwards or anything. He was going to go. I did get. You can see that I've got some scarring on my nose. This is all blisters that had popped. You can't see it too much with here, but you can see I hadn't ridden on two wheels in so long that I forgot to put um, sunblock on. It was an absolutely gorgeous ride on the way there. Unbelievable. Cooler in the morning, little overcast, sun popped out in the afternoon. It was awesome. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Now the the ride back yesterday, 4.5 hours treacherous, but it was actually Chuck invited me over early in the morning, 6:30 a.m. yesterday. He made breakfast burritos, which were freaking top notch, ham and potato and egg. It was really good. So I ate that, and then he was gonna go at 8 o'clock to Mukdahan and golf. I don't know if he did or not. I'm sure he probably did, because I didn't hit the rain until about an hour out of town, and then hey Andy, then it started to come down, and the worst part of it was about an hour from home, from Surin. It really started to pour. Now, otherwise, I was about 100 kilometers. I was on the road rolling. There wasn't a bunch. The worst part of riding was there wasn't a bunch of people on the road, but the big trucks coming the other way, man, they wanted to move me around big time, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't way over on the left, in case I hit any kind of water pockets or anything. Hey Logan, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Talking about you the other day. Hope you're well, you and Jamie. But yeah, about 3.5 hours in the rain. About an hour and a half of that was pretty strong. The last actually half hour, I actually slowed down to maybe 50, maybe 40. Just kind of slow, because I had to. I didn't. I should have had a towel to wipe my face off. My old rain suit that I actually brought 7 years ago for a Frog. I don't know if anybody knows. Anyway, that was the brand. The pants were fine. The shirt, the jacket was fine, but the jacket just shredded on the way home. So I ended up taking that off, putting on a hoodie, and putting on one of those cheap poncho deals for the last hour and a half, and that worked pretty good. My arms got wet from here down on the, but I had the hoodie deal. I was fine. Gloves got soaked. Took those off about an hour from home, but yeah, it was coming down. I haven't ridden in the rain in a while, but you know I've ridden in pretty much any weather that you could think of. Okay, so I can look up here now. Let me change this to tall and see what happens. Oh, okay, I see. And wide. Okay, so I think regular's fine, but let's go to big and see. Yeah, okay. I like the bigger better. I can actually see it. So anyway, had an awesome time there. Chuck actually did a interview with me that ought to be quite funny. So he'll probably put that out in a few days. And then like I said, I've got a little bit of video. I'll put a video out, and I'm sure I'll be in his video probably tomorrow or the next day or something. Um, hey Ron, how you doing, brother? But had a really good time. That hotel I stayed in was the one that he's done 2 or 3 videos on. It's actually Paige's friend. I think it was the first hotel in Tatpanome, and then she completely refurbished it. It's all wood, and it's cool. The bed's really comfortable. I think it was like about 1,000 baht a night without breakfast, but great people, clean as hell. I had combs and toothbrushes and all the stuff, the Q-tips and hairnet because I need a hairnet. But it was hey Lewis, how you doing? Thanks for the everybody's happy. She'll be doing her Christmas shopping very soon. I got to man up for that too. I've got to donate my monthly in there so that she's ready to go. But thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, it is, and it kind of. I should have wore just a black hat. Uh, yeah, I just grabbed it out of the closet this morning, a half hour early. So yeah, but it was bike. I don't know, man. I got nothing. I know that Ride for Kicks just did a video as first. I thought he had done a review on a Forza before on a 350. Actually, it looked like probably about the same year as mine, 21 or something. But he liked it. He just said he didn't. He wanted more, thought it needed more power. But I'm a fat ass. I think we're about the same size. I'm a little bit fatter than him, but I think he's 5'11". I think I used to be 5'11". I think I'm 5'10" now, as we shrink as we get older. But man, I got nothing but good things to say. I know I shouldn't. I'm a Harley man from the bones in, out, and sideways. But uh, man, for traveling, for comfort of ride, not having to, I mean, it's kind of something not to bitch about. Oh my God, I have to pull in a clutch and shift, but that twist and go is awesome. And I think, I would like to drive the ADV or the Forza 750 just for the hell of it. But I think I got him. But you need to drive the 350. I'm hoping Maui maybe jumps in this morning. I want to talk about what he wants to do on if he wants to go to Koh Chang the end of this month. If not, I don't know. Chuck was talking about maybe doing something, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut it out. I'm going January, first week of January with my friends that are coming from Phoenix. My childhood. I mean, we grew up together from like grade school on up and have been in touch forever. Great man, anyway, and his wife. And we're going to go there. He's gonna come here and spend a couple of days, and then go to Koh Chang for 5 days. Come back, go to Ubon for a day or two, and then I'm just gonna drop him or put him at Ubon Airport and fly him back to Bangkok and back. He'll go back home. But how's the sound, Logan? Now that you're around, you're my. I haven't had my sound guy, but it sounds good in my ear. This thing ain't the best in the world, but wasn't expensive either. And I just like the retro, I think. But yeah, I had a really good time. Ate crap that I shouldn't have. I had some pizza and salad and that burrito that he made. But it seemed like the burrito was good. I mean, I'm sure I didn't gain anything, but really cool. Thanks. Oh, sounds great. And I really, yeah, and I might keep this thing. I got it only for a month. I don't know how much it is. $30 a month or something. Maybe 35. I'll have to, the first time they charge me should be coming up here soon. But when I was corresponding back and forth with my friend, it was the easiest way for me to just send him a link and just have him come in on just a nothing, not one that I was live streaming, and then I could show him the hotels and the flights and all that shit in the morning because 4:30 in the morning when I was up. So I re-upped it, and it's like I like having my intro and my outro. Uh, you know, I don't know, so I might keep it for a while. Let's see now I can put them both up there. Oh, wow. Looking at the trailer, huh? I'll tell you, man, with the way that I've got it balanced now, with the e-bike on the back instead of it's half the weight, less than half the weight of the 125. I took two of the gas tanks out of the front, kept the two water jugs, the generator, and everything that I have on the front. It was freaking awesome. The only thing I want to do is it's down just ever so slightly in the front. I've got an adjustable. I want to bring it up one hole, try to get it a little bit more level. But I towed it there full of water and everything, and it was freaking awesome. And I even took the wheel a little bit, and it just stayed right there. And then I hit some bumps and shit at 90. I didn't push it much past 95, I think, and I'm not going to. I mean, there's no reason. And it and it and it never did anything, man. Now I do have that eliminator on there, that anti-sway deal on there that maybe helps a little bit. I don't know, but it pulls as good, if not better, than it did when I got it at that lower deal. So it's awesome. The only thing I might try to change is maybe to get a little more clearance. I might put 16-inch tires and good, decent rims because they're just a steel rim to make it look a little nicer. But that's it. And then on the way back, I pulled it all the way from the U-Bahn house without any water in it because I wanted to see if that. Now usually they put the water tanks central, kind of keep them, and that's what they must have done. I didn't look and see exactly where it was. I just emptied it. It was empty, and I just pulled it, and it pulled the same. So it was awesome. Not the anti-sway, not the ones that come up in the unloader deals. It's the I don't, you're probably not. It's the one it's on a slider and it's got a little ball that sits on the side of the ball hitch, and it's got an abrasive deal that you can crank, and it has to slide through there, and you can adjust that to whatever you want. My cousin had told me about it. I actually had to get it from Amazon in the States. I didn't get the exact one that he wanted me to because they wouldn't ship it to Thailand. So the one that I got, I put on, had them welded and bolted and everything, and seems to be good. No, I've got the crank ones, but they're I drug it one time with them down, and I replaced one of them, but I got to replace the other one because it's still screwed up. But it's that kind that have that screw and the arm comes down. It's not a scissor, but it's got a one deal, and it works pretty good. And I just use a impact, so I really don't need it. It does the job, and now I just carry a level with me, so I don't. Before I was doing it with the awning stick and the door, and I bought some bubble deals to go on there, but I just never installed them. Yeah, they have those like unloaders, the big arm deals too. Um, I think that's more for like weight and stuff like that. And I think they do help with sway, but this is just it's just a bar. It's about that wide, are that high and about yay wide, and it goes between friction pads that have a screw on them that you can tighten it, and it limits, it holds it from, I guess, helps whatever. Uh, I haven't pulled it without it, but I don't see any reason to. I have it on there now, but it pulled like a freaking dream. And like I said, I even tugged the wheel a little bit. The only thing that I had before, and I guess I really didn't need to now, but it's got an automatic deal where it stays in the lane, my truck, and it wants to drive itself. In fact, if you take the hands off the wheel, it'll stay there, but it realizes that you don't have both hands or hands on the steering wheel, and it'll light up on my dash. Put your hands on the steering wheel, you idiot. And but it would, before it would, when I was worried about it doing this crap, uh, it would do that. But I found now that I could shut it off, and because when I put the cruise control on, it would, I didn't have any control over it. So it only was when the cruise control was on. So there was a way to do it, and I just didn't know. That truck does so many things that I have no clue what it does. I mean, it'll back in and automatically, park and shit like that. And I've never tried it. Now it's in the shop because mice have gotten in there, and I don't think when they pulled it all apart, they showed me, but they want to check every bit of wiring on my truck, and they want to clean up everything because when the mice get in there, they like to go in and pee and crap in the air conditioner and that kind of crap. And they're going to pull the headliner. They're pulling the whole thing. 3 months they said they're going to have my truck, which I'm going to go back in there now. They've had it a week. I went in on the 1st, so whatever today is, 8-10 days or whatever. I want to tell them I got people coming in on the 2nd, and I want to use my truck to go back and forth to Cochon. So let's see. Looking. Sorry, looking to change Florida downside, buying first year now, 4th year, big difference in Florida. Oh, so you're thinking about turning yours in and buying a new one? Am I reading that right, or am I wrong? Message you, are you tired? I yawn, and an alarm goes off. Really? Yeah. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? If I missed anybody else that came in, sorry. But yeah, so I don't, so now I can't camp. The only thing I can do is I've got some stuff that I could do, actually, a couple of videos. I made a trailer, and I've got it almost done except for the wheels. I'm putting almost 4-inch wide tires on that so I can pull it on the beach. And the rest of it's all done. It's got a box and all that shit. And I'm going to actually do a final video on that, just for the people that have e-bikes and like that. It's just interesting to me. So I'll put it out. And a couple of people that watch this channel uh, they help me out and watch them. But um, that, and then I took the wheels that you can buy to put underneath the kayak, and I made them rigid and put pool deals on it, and PVC that it sits in the grooves, and it comes up through the weep holes, 2 of the weep holes, and then it straps on, and I can actually pull it. I bought an arm that goes back and will attach to the front of the kayak, and I can pull it behind the e-bike. And I wouldn't want to pull it 100 miles, but like from the house here to the reservoir here in Surin's about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to try that. So I've got that video to do on that, and I just haven't. It's been rainy, as you can see in here. It's all wet, But you can. Let's see. I'll pull it in. I don't think I can get close enough to it to have you actually see that arm. You might be able to, because it's too distorted. But anyway, yeah, I'm loving life. So I've just got 1 gas can up there, 2. I guess they're about 5-gallon. Oh, bears here. I guess they're about 5-gallon water tanks up in the front, and what we use that for is just to we put it on the edge of the table and use it to clean the dishes in our hands and stuff. Let me let Bear in. my dinner. I still haven't done this dinner. The dog that's in here right now is the one that, if you guys are familiar, excuse me, with the channel, I talked about that we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner that were born here at this house when we were building it, when we were over in the rental house. And they killed one of the people around here, one of the little boy, breakfast, got into his vegetables or something, and it was a Thai guy killed the dog or something. My wife didn't want me to get involved and get in trouble, which thank God she's smarter than me. But anyway, we took the two girls over there. Lunch is still out front, normal. And about 2.5, almost 3 years ago, dinner was completely paralyzed with whatever bug they got. I didn't quite get the whole scenario from the vet, but we think it's what killed Toby, the little dog. Hey, hey, hey! You just lay down, leave her alone. Um, the she was completely paralyzed. I mean, to where she couldn't even lift her head. They had to give her water with a spoon and eyedropper and food and clean her up. And, she couldn't go to the bathroom. She had just would go. Anyway, they did a good job and they took care of her. And about a year ago, they told the doctor, said she's either going to die. She'll either, she might stay the way she is forever, or she might actually move around and walk again. And that's what happened. And I mean, her back end, she's like this, but she can sort of run, and she's amazing. And she's a good girl too. But I always threatened to say that I got to show you this dog, because my wife and my mother-in-law just took care of her. Eventually, after maybe about 6 months, she could lift her head and drink water and eat food and stuff like that, and got better. But it was still, they did a great job. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, it looks like on my, I know I'm looking at Ron saying the light rain here. On my deal, I think we're getting close to the end, because I haven't seen anything on my weather channel deal that I use that looked like this, where it shows all that rain, and then look at that ball of sun in the sky and cloud and sun and all that after, what is it, next Friday, or this Friday coming up. But look at the temperature dropping 22 and 29. And when we get down to when that big ball is in the sky, 19 and 29, 17 and 28, and 18 and 28 for a low and high. And this is my time of year. This is what I love in out here in Surin. Even when I went to Chuck's, I left at 8 because I had to go over. I didn't have my little sticker. It had been expired. So my wife went over, and the lady that did all my stuff for my shadow and all that stuff, she handled it, and I had to follow her. I just went over in the morning, picked it up, put it under my seat, and took off. It was about 8 o'clock, 8:50, 8:30, I think. And it took me 4 hours and 15 minutes to get there, and it took me 4.5 hours to get home. So the rain, I was lucky enough that I could still kind of cruise. Don't tell my wife that, but breakfast it was a brown one. The dinner and lunch are this. Two sisters are exactly the same. They almost look like a shepherd type Doberman or something, with the black and the little brown over the eyes and the brown on the legs and stuff. But they're great dogs, and but lunch is still a half soy dog. Dinner's been in the house for 3 years now, so she's she's been outside, but she's been on the property, so she's more on the domesticated side. But an excellent girl. And I don't know why her and Bear just is a jealous prick. He don't like anybody around me. I'm not drinking my coffee. My third cup, I probably shouldn't be drinking it. But yeah, and I'm looking to get out again. My wife still doesn't quite grasp the deal that I will never stop riding two wheels. It ain't ever going to happen. So I mean, I think she is now, but she didn't like the idea that I was going there. I understand to a certain extent that she doesn't like me going by myself because she's afraid if I run off into a ditch after dark or something, no one will find me, and I'll die alone in the ditch somewhere. And I tried to tell her, man, if that's the way that I go, you know, I don't know, it wouldn't be an absolutely horrible thing, if I die on a bike. I know I won't because I told you that from the beginning. Treats for breath. Thanks, Logan. Jamie, appreciate it. It'll go to the kids. We're putting together the Lewis made a donation. I know that Jake asked me about Christmas coming up and things. So for the people that want to, I'll let you know here in the next probably couple of weeks. We got to start getting things together on what we're going to do. My wife's in charge of it all, of course, and like I said, each month we put in an amount to Thailand, and I'll do that until the day I die, because I consider being able to live here, being alive still, and like I said, and I did. It was a good. I think I'm kind of curious to see the interview. We did it in in their main room there, and it was fun while we were doing it. But I can never. I don't. I think I kind of held back a little bit to her because I know I've been spewing on here, about you missed a couple of them, Logan. And I went off again on how we need to get rid of the people that are, sponging off of they're not citizens and stuff, and using that money to bump up the money that goes to our servicemen, and but I did that, and I know every time I do that, I lost 12. I only got what do I got 2,700 or something. I lost 12 subscribers, but I don't care. That's weeding them out, man. Go good. Unsubscribe. Don't be a troll and say bad shit. And like I said, the people that are on here that want to talk, doesn't matter. I mean, you can come on as long as you're semi respectful and disagree with me. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I didn't see Aaron. Did Aaron come in? Aaron, are you here? Let's see. Where is he? Must be if somebody said hello to him. Hey, brother. I didn't see it come in. But I don't know. We didn't get that many people. Is this a bad one? It's Friday night in the States. Here in Thailand, any morning's pretty much the same, I think, for like Ron and stuff. You go on walks at a certain time. 7:30 is probably better for you, right? Because you're probably going to get ready to go on it. Had a what? Had a late night run via EMS on Tuesday. A new fun thing that my body decided to try. Heart rate 217 for 3 hours, and had to inject some stuff to stop my heart from getting. Wow. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I think that's what we had talked about, right? That you ever tell me about, right? I think. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Glad you could make it. So yeah, so it's been so long since I've been on two wheels. I forgot to put a little bit of sunscreen on my face, and it blistered up my nose good. But the ride back, like I said, man, 3.5 hours, 4.5 hours total, 3.5 hours in rain, an hour in pretty heavy rain. But that Forza with that windshield that can come up and adjust, and the only thing I really should have had was a towel up on the dash there that I could wipe my glasses and stuff off with. But like I said, I cruised 90, 100 kilometers right down. There wasn't that many people on the road. I didn't have to do much of, trying to pass. But the big thing was the truck drivers were just on a field day. I don't know if it was because there wasn't anybody on the road, but on our 2-lane, one lane each way deal, I was doing 100 and they were doing 120, and boy, they would just move that Forza. But I braced myself for it. I was more worried about flash flooding, water on the road, hydroplaning, than I was actually getting pushed around by traffic. But it was awesome, man. I'd do it again tomorrow. Chuck was talking about, because he was the one that originally oh, there's a big storm moving in Vietnam, a typhoon or something coming from the Philippines. I don't know what it was, but we looked at it on the thing, and I go, I'm going to catch rain either way, even if I spend a day or two here, unless I wait till next week. So, in my mind, I said, and I took off an hour early because I got over there at 6:30. I wasn't supposed to go over till like 7:30 or something. He said he would be out front at 6:30. More than welcome to come. So I went, and then he cooked the burrito, and I was on the road by 7. Excuse me. So it was nice. I'm looking forward to the good weather coming up, and I'm going to plan some trips. Even if Maui doesn't want to go, I'll probably still plan doing something. I'd like to make a trip in the trailer and stuff, but now all I've got is the bike. I don't even have in the States, when you have the top notch insurance policies, anything happens, they give you a rental vehicle for the time that you don't have a vehicle. Well, they don't. If there would have been an accident and it wasn't my fault and they could have went after the other person for money, they would have given me something. But they don't. It's not included, which I think is kind of stupid. I mean, 3 months is what they told me. So like I said, I'm going to go in probably with my wife, maybe tomorrow, because she's only here on Saturday and Sundays, and just kind of go, hey, I got family basically coming in on the 2nd of January, and we're going to be touring around. I'd like to use my truck. Hey, Justin, how you doing, brother? I hope you're well. All right, what happened? Let's see. Ron John, I guess it never gave me an answer. Apparently, it's something that can happen to anyone at any age. Really? I don't want it to happen to me, man. I got enough crap happening to me. I do feel good. I didn't go out with them. I was going to go out on that night where you float the little thing in the water. I can't ever remember or pronounce the name. Anyway, I just stayed. That was the day that I had come in, and I relaxed. And the next day, we went out for breakfast, went out for lunch, and I said, got back about 2 o'clock. I said, I'm just gonna kick it. So I just kicked it. But I had a great time, talked with them, spent quite a bit of time with them, which is nice that they set some time aside. You never know. But I like them. They're good people. Okay, let's see. I did sleep the entire next day. Yeah, man. Yeah, I would guess. So I slept pretty good last night. My wife said I was talking in my sleep all night, kept her awake. So I woke her up when I went in at, what was it, 7 o'clock, just to get this nice, quiet shirt on and throw some water on my face and come in. But it's kind of, yeah, the new one, I actually like my dash better than that digital dash that's on there. Um, I have a hard time seeing some of those things. Now, it could be, I could be totally wrong. It could be totally bright and you can see it perfect. But I didn't look to see if they changed any dimension, height, or what. I know that, like, Lucas, when he did the deal, said the same thing that I'm on my tippy toes at 5'10" and whatever. I don't know anymore. I was 5'11". He says he's 5'11", with a 32 inseam, which is just about what I am. So, and it is, you're on you're on your toes. Not that it's a big deal. The only problem that it is a little bit for me is that I'm in my flip flops. I almost said thongs. I'm in my flip flops, and a couple of times in the rain, it was slippery, and I could have went down at a standing, probably pretty easily. So we'll have to see. But like I said, man, as much as I would just love to have a million and a half bought Harley bagger, which you never know, I might still do. Um, when it comes, the way that you could buy those, and I'm just talking about Joe Blow that likes to ride, is a Honda guy from way back, or maybe rode Harleys or whatever, but doesn't have any kind of issues that, maybe he's going to catch some shit if he's, on a Honda. Uh, I don't worry about that kind of stuff. But I mean, you could buy the 20, I think mine's a 21 or a 22, 350, and most of these foreigners that have bought these things, they've got like 10 kilometers, and I'm being a little facetious there, but they got low mileage on them. 100 and, 110, 125 maybe, 130, 120 probably for a very clean. If you look around, you know, maybe you could find even a little better. If you want to go with the same body, but the earlier one, which was a 300, that I think James, when we went on that ride with Chuck and Joe and everybody, Mitch and all, that one that he was on was the same. There might have been a change in that when they changed it to a 350 a little bit, but it went from the old body style to the new one, and you can pick those up for 90, 80. You know, it's just ridiculous. And like I said, if you put a set of boxes on there, they make an excellent cruiser touring bike. I know Ride for Kicks, he didn't think so, but I don't need to go 180 kilometers an hour. You know, he said it cruises right about 100 at 6,000, and the motor's not taxed, which he did say. He said he didn't like to see it up that high, but when he was riding it, he said that it felt that it wasn't close to taxing that motor, and it isn't. And there's still plenty of throttle that if you got yourself in any kind of trouble, you could get out of it. And that's all I need, you know. And if you want to go 125, 130, with my fat ass on there, I think about 130 is about tops. Maybe I went over that a little bit. I don't know. But cruising wise, gas mileage wise, twist and go, ease, vibrations, everything. It's just a good scooter. You know, you can call it a scooter, it's a bike or whatever, but it's two wheels. And I'm not, you know, when I get in my older age, you know, I just if you're a two wheel guy, don't matter to me whether you're on a Honda, a Yamaha, a BMW, or whatever. It's the riding deal, and I think it's the freedom of the riding. And I don't think it has to be a Harley between your legs to get that feeling. That's just me. Of course, a lot of people would disagree with that. All right, what did I miss? All right, there's that. Everybody's saying hello. Let's see. Did I spill? No. Almost. Is that me or somebody else that you were telling that to? It just would have been very easy to do because, you know, I've got the I almost said thongs again. The flip flops are wet, you know. When you do put it down now, the gravel is real, you know, wants to come out from underneath your feet. So I just made that because when I'm on dry weather, I'll flat foot one side, you know, and lean a little bit when I stop. I made sure I tiptoed on both brakes and came to a stop and went straight down with my feet and not tried to, you know, drag and slip around a little bit. And it worked out pretty good. So yeah, it was interesting. It was worth a watch. I don't watch him that much, but I did a long time ago. But he did a fair. I agreed with pretty much everything that he said. He liked it, I think, for the most part. But yeah, so I want to get the shadow done. That kind of gives me that V twin jonesing. There's nothing like that, and there's nothing like an old bike. Even the new ones aren't the same, man. Not like my panhead and the mousetrap or a suicide or whatever. When you disengage that clutch basket sound, I mean that's all the shit that was Harley Davidson to me. You know, it was just and well, I don't want to say anything bad about all the people that ride because thank God, good, God bless them, but they did change. I mean, I used to, bikes and older bikes and stuff, even 30 years ago, they made a big jump when everybody started to buy them. When I could buy a basket case for $1,000, panheads, knuckleheads, flatheads, shit. And that went away real quick. Even though they were buying the new ones, everything rose along with the price of Harley Davidson. I mean, it's insane now anyway. I think if I was to buy another bike I wouldn't spend the money and get a bagger. Probably I'd get an FXR if I could find one. I think the FXR is it's the best as far as on highway and sportability and nimble and everything. It was the best bike to ride, especially in a pack, or like that. I think the FXR was. I want to say most of the people that I knew that were in clubs, 85% of them had FXRs. This was 25 years ago, but the FXR was a good bike. My Dyna that I gave to my son pretty much reminded me of the FXR. It handled great. The only thing I did with it, like I said, off the showroom floor, it had a single solo seat on it, which was awesome. I wasn't riding anybody. My wife has a bad back, one that passed, and I put lowering shocks on it. Why they had these stupid shocks? It didn't handle as well with it up high, and anyway, it was perfect. Didn't need to screw with any of the emissions or anything. It had plenty of power. What were they? Almost 14 something cubic inches anyway. What's up, Kenny? How you doing? Yeah, it's just nothing. Just that sound, man. I miss that sound. But I do get the pa pump, with the Shadow and the Steed and whatever the Honda. I just don't know enough about the water cooled. I was gonna buy that bobber. My wife would probably go completely ape shit. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but I think I'm gonna wait and get the Shadow done, and then if I want a little one, I think maybe I'll go for a 400, and you can buy them for 40 under 50,000 baht. Now, is it absolutely perfect? No, you change a few things, but you do that over time. But it's got what the essentials of a bobber. Um, but the Steed that I was looking at was pretty cool. And like I said, I looked at it, size, weight, everything, and horsepower. The 600 and the 750. I think the 750 was 45 horsepower, and the 600 was 41 or something. So I mean, there wasn't much difference. And I don't know, but I'd like to get one. But I look at things and I'm going. I always get ahead of my freaking self. So I should finish the Shadow first, and then I'll do it. Yeah, I had. I'm trying to think of what year. I want to say 97 on my FXR. Does that sound right? I don't even know what years they made the FXR from. I think it was yeah, it had to be because it was 2000 and it was 2000 when I got that one, and yeah, it was a 97, I think. Um, Excellent bike. The only thing that I had happen, we went on, packed up going from the valley to Frisco, and getting off the freeway, and I probably could have got. I was a prospect, and I knew that. I mean, I knew pretty much everybody from before growing up in the San Fernando Valley, but it was probably not 8 9 months in. It was right before the USA run, I think. Anyway, coming down the off ramp, well, on the freeway, I lost my clutch. I had no clutch, man, nothing. So I didn't want to stop because if I stopped, I was screwed. And everybody stopped at the bottom of the freaking off ramp, and I just creeping by. And boy, the dirty look the president gave me when I passed that front of that pack, man. If he could have shot me, he would have shot me. And he didn't know what was going on, right? And then once I got there, of course I said, man, it still isn't any reason to pass it. They gave me a little bit of shit, but it was so great too because the guys there were phenomenal. One of the members has a right across the street from the clubhouse had a right down the street. I can't remember exactly. Had a bike shop. Let me use the bike shop for free. Ordered the parts for me. Of course, I paid for the parts. Let me use one of his lifts and everything, and I changed the baskets, and it was the bearings in the basket. But otherwise, God, I want to say I put in 11 and a half months, I think I put over 35,000 miles on that FXR. So, yeah, nothing but good things to say about those FXRs. Yeah, same thing with the Indian Chief bikes and the new. Yeah, exactly. I mean, is there anything wrong with them? No, but how much is the top of the line bagger? $50,000? I don't even know. Uh, I don't. I don't know what a ultra or or I don't have a clue. But I think they're like 104 cubic inches now, aren't they? I don't follow Harley Davidson anymore, but I think they're expensive as hell. Way more money than I would ever spend on a Harley. I'd buy a used one, but you can buy the used ones all day long, like you say, pre 2005. Like even that Dyna, my '08 Dyna. Now it's been sitting forever because now it's not worth anything. But I think it's only worth like 7 or 8 grand. That's almost nothing. I paid 12 for it brand new in '08. So, um, you still get a hell of a bike for 7, 8,000, 9,000, almost 40 grand. Wow. That's unbelievable. That's just crazy. Like I said, man, would I love to have one? Yeah, it'd be cool. It's just so easy to jump on that Forza and boom, and I'm gone. It's a pleasure to ride. I'm sure the Ultra's nice. My dyno was nice. No vibration or anything in that. I could sit on that but I did the I did the I did the stretch coming back, and the stretch going there. 2 hours in the saddle, stopped, topped up with fuel, walked in a circle, didn't even go into 7, got back on the bike and went. So just one stop and actually 2 stops on the way back when I changed the rain jacket. That was a 10 minute stop. Otherwise, now is my ass hurting right now a little bit? Yeah, kind of. I've got one of those pads, but I'm a little reluctant to set that on the seat and have anybody seeing me sitting on something like that. Yeah, I could imagine. I could imagine. And the things about back in the '70s, early '70s, late '60s, Harley Davidson didn't even want anything to do with any club of it at all. Didn't even want them in their stores. And then in the later '70s, and they were I think they were mimicking. In fact, I won't get into some of the stuff. One of the guys that is not a member anymore had said that they were mimicking some of the bikes, and I think they did in their building, of what the guys were doing with the bikes back then. Not just necessarily the Hells Angels, but other clubs too. What they did with their bikes, but it was more of a personalized deal back in the late '60s, '70s. Um, Everybody's bike was custom to them. Uh, and now, you can go. That's why, what my son with this one, he said, well, isn't this, I said, if anything happens to this bike, I can go buy another one just like it tomorrow. Exactly the same thing. Now if I still had my panhead and stuff like that, then I'd hate to see, that go down the road or anything. I'd like to see them keep that around. But I said, otherwise, I ain't got no attachments to that new bike. Phantom mirrors for your '01 Fat Boy cost $200. Yeah, the stuff is expensive. Expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the difference between if you're going to tour around and you don't mind and you want to be comfortable and you just you're old like me, uh, that Forza 350 is an awesome, with the way that I've got it set up with the bags and everything on it. I've got front and rear cameras. I think is a must, in case something happens. They got documentation on what happened. Um, but it's got plenty of guts to take two up on it and go anywhere you want to in Thailand. I don't see any problem, unless you want to cruise at 160, but cruising around 100, 110, do that all day long and never skip a beat, never skip a beat. And then one of the most dependable damn things around too. And, any place that, like I said before, any place that it breaks, if it does break down, you could throw a rock and hit a Honda dealer. So it's like, it was I think it's an option that somebody that, like I said, isn't a diehard and have to have a Harley. I couldn't ride another bike type deal. Then do your own thing. No problem with that. Versus paying 120,000 baht versus paying a million and a half or over at least 1,700,000 to get a used something or other. You know, but even to get a new one, I think the new Forzas are only 180, 185, something like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. Except your pride. That's all. Hey, Tip, how you doing? Uh, mm, but yeah, so had an awesome, like I said, awesome ride there, except for getting the sunscreen and getting a little blistered up. But even the ride back in the rain was awesome. It's just, I don't know. I don't have a problem out on the roads here in Thailand. Some of the cities, Pattaya, Bangkok, and stuff like that, would I really like to ride around? No. I'd like to skirt around Bangkok and never ride a bike through there ever again. I got off and went the wrong way, and ended up one time coming back, I think, from Joe's when I did that 12, 13-hour marathon from Pachuap Kurikon to Surin. I got twisted off and was in the town for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and just cussing and didn't like it. Good to hear, Tip. Good to hear. Hey, Kitty, how you doing? Glad you could come by and stop by. Um, if you guys aren't, subscribed over with these guys. Uh, where's your worst half? Is he around too, or is he sitting next to you? Or are you by yourself? So what the crap? Um, but yeah, so like I said, it's sitting out there now. When I get back from the um, uh, Japanese secondhand place, I'll take it over. I'll maybe take it down, have them clean it, depending on what the rain situation looks like. It's just overcast now, but supposed to be some rain. Get it back over to the garage. I pulled it up in front of the house when I got home last night or yesterday afternoon, and clean it up, dry it up, and get it ready to go. And I don't know where I'm going to go. I haven't quite decided. I was hoping that uh, I could hear from Mal. I guess I'll have to send him a message because I don't know how long he wants to wait to go because it's already or to at least figure out when to go. It's the 8th, and I know the Thanksgiving's 3 weeks away or something. So anyway, let's see. You're good. Right now we are on. Oh, that's right. You guys are on a road trip. Ah, that's right. In the little new car. Ah, I forgot all about that. All right, Robbie. Thanks. Yeah, that's right. I forget. I'm getting old. I'm gonna be 69 flipping years old, December 22nd. For somebody that didn't think they were gonna live to be 35, I'm like living on top of the world right now. Every day I go past 35, yeah. Uh, yeah. I about an I took off from Chuck's. I went to Chuck's at 6:30. He made me a breakfast burrito. Bullshitted with him. I left right about 7 o'clock. I didn't hit any rain until about 8 o'clock, and then for 3.5 hours I was in rain from Sisaket uh, on into Surin was some of the heaviest rain that I hit, and then about a half hour from my house was the heaviest that I hit. But for the most part, like I said, the roads there when that I guess people stayed off the roads. They were heeding the warning of severe floods, except for the big trucks, man. They were just piling the other way. I was doing 100, they were doing 120, and they just moved me like big time. But it was okay. There weren't that many of them, but they could do whatever they wanted because there weren't that many people on the road. So they weren't like in traffic and had to slow down. But yeah, definite rain. Raised about a foot and 30. Yeah, I bet both Paul's foot. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, which is good. I mean, I'm sure the water is well needed. But it was a good time, man. Like I said, I like visiting with Chuck and Paige because I can do whatever I want. I could go out and walk around if I wanted to. I stay in their room and play a game or watch a movie and sleep, and then go breakfast and lunch and spend time. But like I said, he did an interview with me. It was about, I want to say it was close to a half hour, 45 minutes. I don't know how long it'll be once he edits it. But it was fun. We had a good time. I think you guys pretty much know everything that's going to be in it. But some of the stuff was funny. It'll be something to watch. So kind of keep your eye out for that on Chuck's channel. City Solar big system pass. Yeah, and I don't know. I think Chuck was saying is there another one behind this one? But it looks like we got a few days of sunshine coming up. I do. He's so much into the golf now, which I think is cool. I really enjoyed it. I was that way 20 years ago, but I just hadn't been doing it in 20 years. I went one time with Andrew, had a good time, but I was 10 kilo heavier, and I feel a little better, I guess, now. So I might go try to swing him again and maybe go to the driving range. And then once I get a little bit of that in, maybe I think Andrew most of the time is up for going and playing 9 holes or something. And I would, what I'm hoping for is to actually get some exercise out of it, and then go from taking a cart and working my way up maybe over the next year to actually be able to walk 9 holes. That would be awesome. But I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that until I get my knees fixed. John Tam have so much. Yeah, don't they once a year? Don't they like flood the parking levels below the condos in some areas? I know. I think a Ride for Kicks did a couple of videos on that. I don't know if James. I think James did too. Yeah, you should, because if we ever get around each other again, we could go play some golf. Oh, in the Pacific east of the dome. Oh, what is that, a tornado or what, a hurricane, right? If it's in the Pacific, is that a hurricane? I think so. I'm horrible. Tell you. All right, so we're creeping up on an hour. I told my wife that I would be ready to jump in the shower and go and be ready to go at 9. I guess whatever this is, I mean, my wife's excited. I mean, she was drooling last night, so it's probably going to be an expensive morning. But I guess they open up these containers and pull everything out once a month. So, but they'll probably have golf stuff. They'll have fishing stuff. I'm sure they'll have a lot of stuff that I'll like, and camping. The kids, one of the tents that we bought 2 tents, but actually the brother-in-law ended up using, or the cousin ended up using one of them. Shushu was in one, and Sim has her own, and she bought from the secondhand Japanese store, a tent and some other stuff, lanterns and all sorts of stuff. Current tracking shows a cutting north to Taipei. Typhoon, okay. Yeah, oh man, my feet are falling asleep or something too. So anyway, coming up, not a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to relax for a little while. Probably have that video of going to Chuck's. There isn't that much. I didn't even film anything when I left, or on the way back. I did film some footage on the way there. I did film a little bit of us eating and walking through a market. But you've seen the market if you're subscribed to Chuck's channel. You've seen the market 100 times. But I'll put a little video probably today, later this afternoon. It won't take me long to edit it. And then one on the e-bike trailer, one on the kayak trailer and then probably a road trip. I think I just don't know where. Maybe I'll head. I don't know. I got to talk to my wife. I don't want her to have a heart attack, but we'll see. She flies out. So she's flying back. So everything is, I guess, good or okay with her father. I hope. Now I know why you started early. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I told her last night. She asked me, "You want to go with me?" And when she usually says that, she wants me to go with her. So I said, and like I said, I like the Japanese secondhand stores. They got a lot of good shit, and they're willing to. You can go back and forth with them. It's like going to Tijuana or Mexico. But yeah, all right, everyone. Logan, you still there? If you are, before I go, I need a update on the retirement day. How many years now? Is it under 2 years now? I want to say yes. Yeah, I do have to get that done, Justin. You're absolutely right. I do need to do that. I got a couple of people that are here in Thailand that are um, raising koi. David wants to put in a little pond. I've been in contact with him on just some simple filtration and stuff like that. But this Brit in Thailand koi or something, really nice guy. He just put out a video the other day. So yeah, I think I'm going to. Some people, it's a great hobby, and like I said, it is a even a better hobby in the weather that we have here in Thailand because we don't have those big swings. The fish don't get sick near as often. So I will do that. Thanks for reminding me. What did I miss here, real quick? Somebody wrote something. No, it's going to be going to 93. Let's see. Okay, wait. This was the answer to that. It's as good as it's going to be. Yeah. I did ask her about him. Here we go. We're under a year. 1 year, 11 month, 23 effing days. That's awesome, brother. Hope you. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. I hope eventually you make it to Thailand before I kick it. But hopefully you will. All right, everyone. I'm going to play my outro. I'm going to say thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. It gives me time. I have fun. I really enjoy the live streams. I'm going to change, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Saturdays here in Thailand, Friday nights in the States, and Tuesdays, I think, which would be Monday night, right? So Tuesday, Thai, 8 a.m., Saturday, Thai time, 8 a.m., except for today, 7:30. All right, everyone. Have a great, let me get over here. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Catch you on the next one.